All right. Well, it is 7:57. So we're going to give folks a few minutes. I'm Deborah Owens, founder of WealthyU, and it's WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday, though. It's Wednesday. I'm going to be introducing a new topic on WealthyU Wind Down, and you should get excited about it because I am. And just come on in. And as you're coming in, let me know who's here hanging out with me tonight and where you're from as well. So we have been doing a lot of testing if you've been seeing me come on video, because we are streaming on my Facebook page. So if you're there, welcome. We are streaming in my Facebook personal page. We are streaming on YouTube. So hey, YouTube. And we are also streaming in the WealthyU community as well as the WealthyU Society. So there is a lot going on. But who is in the house? Let's see. Hey, Danielle from Oakland. Okay, our old stomping grounds. We used to live in East Bay too. So hey, come on in. I'm excited. I'm going to be sharing just some updates. What's been going on in the WealthyU community, in our WealthyU Society. Man, it's on fire. The women are paying off debt, investing, increasing their investment amounts. It's really hard to believe that we just launched the WealthyU Society in April. And so it hasn't even been quite 4 months yet, and what's happening. So I want to give a shout out to a lot of people tonight. So come on in. But, okay, so we're right at 8 o'clock. So let me just let you come on in. Who else is hanging out with me? Let me see if I can see who's here. And if you are just arriving, tell us where you hail from. What city are you from? Any New Yorkers in the house? Any folks from Chicago in the house? Detroit? Atlanta? We've got members all over the country and out of the country as well. So, hey, if you've got a internet connection, you can come on out and hang out with us. And it still is, even though it's WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday, it's still wind down. And so grab your favorite glass of vino. I am drinking my favorite drink of the summer months. Woo, this is a lot. A rosé. Come on in. And actually, not only do I want you to tell me where you're from, but if you've got any comments, any wins that you want to share tonight, because I know, hey, Stephanie, welcome. Good, there goes my folks. They're in the house. Let's see who else is hanging out. Let me see if I can view these other comments. I think I'll just go to my handy dandy phone to see who's on with me. And I want to give you guys a little backstory on what I'll be talking about tonight. Let me just go over to the groups and see who's hanging with me. Hey, Tawana, I know you guys have some other stuff going on as well. just make sure I'm broadcasting okay on all of these platforms. Good evening, Shelly. I'm going to shout you out too, Shelly, because you've been on fire as well. Yep, Danielle from Oakland. Come on in, come on in. If you're on YouTube, shout out to you as well. Welcome to WealthyU Wind Down. I'm Deborah Owens. I'm founder of WealthyU, and at WealthyU, I was just describing what we do to someone, and the way I describe it is that WealthyU really shares knowledge that I've gained from over the past 5 years after launching WealthyU and coaching thousands of women and helping them reach their first 5 figures, their first 6 figures, that now first 7 figures even, build their investment portfolio. So we teach specifically Black women how to invest and overcome their fears, and we do it in a way that is accessible. We demystify the financial markets and make it easy to overcome, which really can be, I don't know what I want to call it, complicated, very complex. And in fact, I was on, just got off of a coaching call about an hour ago, and she said, wow, you've got the patience of Job. And it's like, no, I learned just as much from coaching people as the people who are, on the other side getting coached. Because I'll tell you, in 5 years, I've learned that when you go on your retirement plans to try to do anything, the language is complicated half the time. I can't figure it out. You're in mutual funds or what called our target date funds, and if you don't look inside of them, you don't even know how your investments are faring. And so if you're joining us for the first time, what we try to do at WealthyU is just make it simple. So we just launched our first membership program. We have over 60 women in that program now and climbing. And what I shared with them is we had no intention of launching this program this year. And then what happened? COVID happened. And it became really clear to me that, especially when earlier in the year, soon after COVID and the market started, just tumbling and people were afraid, I just wanted to help make some sense out of all of the volatility. And so in April, we just started talking, and next thing I know, the team and I are launching this program. We had a whole event planned at the National Harbor in Washington, D.C., and we had to pivot on that, and we went virtual. And from that virtual event, we launched the WealthyU Society program, and it has far exceeded anything that I could have imagined. And I told you I was going to give you the backstory around it, right? So before I do that, though, let me just acknowledge some folks who are in the room. Come on in, come on in. And yeah, we got plenty of WealthyU Society. Hey, Christina. Christina goes way back in WealthyU. And Deborah Brady. Wow, Deborah goes way back. Hey, Lauderdale, I'm not sure, am I pronouncing that right? Well, let me know where you're from, guys. And let's see, we got folks from Bowie, folks in the DMV. That's right, that's right. If you want me to see where you are in your name, just, I think you have to acknowledge, because I'm broadcasting off of eCam, so it'll say, accept this if you want to, for me to be able to see your information. So Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to give folks a few more minutes to come in. Again, if you're just joining me, this is WealthyU Wind Down and Now Wednesday, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what Wednesday is about and also what we've got coming up in the coming weeks. And I had hoped I was going to be able to announce another exciting event that we're coming up with, but it's not quite ready to launch yet. But stay tuned, stay tuned. So we got a lot coming up. But hey, let me begin by toasting all of you for WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday. Again, I'm Deborah Owens, founder and CEO of WealthyU. Started WealthyU about 5 years ago and just coaching women primarily. And from there, we began to give events. We do those quarterly. We just came off of a Black Girl Magic Wealth event, which was amazing, with Kim Coles, you know her, everybody's sister friend, Minda Harts, best-selling New York Times author, Elizabeth Davis, founder of Shidavi Beauty, amazing young woman, built a 7-figure business in less than 3 years with no full-time employees. So that was an amazing event. And if you want to get access to that replay, that is available too. And I'll talk a little bit about that later. So hey, welcome. All right, so let's get this party started. Toast to everybody. So let me just give you a backstory on how we came to WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday. As I shared, and I'm pretty transparent, I'm a coach. Everybody needs a coach. So I actually had a conversation with my, she's more of a mindset coach. And we usually do our check-ins once a month. She was scolding me because I missed. Well, she doesn't really ever scold you. She's just like, girl, I'm glad to see you. Just like I do with some of my inner circle clients that do one-on-one coaching with me. When they come back to the phone, I'm not going to call any of you out tonight, but I see a couple of you and you know you need to plug back in. But anyhow. So I'm talking to my mindset coach, and she's just like, how's everything going? And I was just like full, right? I was like, oh my God, since the last time I talked to you, we were planning the Black Girl Magic Wealth event, and it was amazing. And all of these women and the speakers were fantastic. Kim Coles set the stage. Just around pivoting on purpose, and then Minda Harts just really spoken to the women's heart about getting. That's interesting. Minda Harts spoken to the women's heart, pun intended, right? So she just really poured into women and shared with them specific strategies that they needed to employ in order to gain their seat at the table. And then Elizabeth Davis from Shidavi came. And you know what? Who was that? Who in here was at the event, the Black Girl Magic Wealth event? Just if you were there, just give me one word of how you were impacted by that event that day. So I see quite a few of you who were there. What was the one word you would use to not describe the event, but to describe the impact that it may have had on your life? And so I'll wait. Just tell me what the word is, right? So one word, if you were there, and I know many of you were because I'm looking at you. So anyhow, so I'm just going on and on and on with Coach P about how the day went. She knew that, that we had been planning a whole bunch of work. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, I have a new set. Thank you. I give a shout out on my new set. So Anyhow, so I'm going on and on and on just about how impactful I thought it was and how full I was at that day, and just how, the one word that I would use to describe that day is clarity. Clarity of purpose. That's what I came away from the Black Girl Magic Wealth Blueprint. Having clarity of purpose. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So let's see. So what were your one words? Let me just, empowered. Worthy. That's right. You, and I'm gonna speak on this a little more, but let me just look at knowledge, executing. Thank you, Musu, because I know you know how to decorate. So if I got your blessing on my new set, I appreciate you. So that's right. So you came away empowered. I came away having clarity of purpose, and that's what I shared with her. Can I be just like really transparent with you guys? I had all of these business development people, marketing people, former digital marketers, companies telling me that, you need to focus on this specific person or that specific person or this specific avatar or whatever. And what finally occurred to me after the Black Girl Magic Wealth Blueprint, and after watching after launching the membership, because remember, I've been doing one-on-one coaching, is that our purpose, WealthyU's purpose, really is to be here. And it's interesting. I had a team meeting today, and Tawana kept saying, I just want to say it's like a bridge, like we bridge the gap. And I got what she was saying, because that's what we are. We are a bridge, right? Like we are a bridge to provide the knowledge that our audience never got. And our audience, quite frankly, is Black women, right? Like, that was my clarity of purpose, because there are a lot of people who serve different audiences. There are a lot of people in personal finance that, some people focus on budgeting, some people focus on credit, some people focus on a large audience. But my clarity of purpose really came as a result of all this social unrest. I'm going to be honest with you. And I wrote a financial love letter to Black women. Because what has become really clear is that the advice that we were given on how to be financially successful specifically just simply hasn't panned out. We were told, get as much education as we can. Student loan debt is good debt. The more degrees you have, the more money you will make. No, what we ended up was with a bunch of debt and not getting paid for the investment that we made in our education. Agree or disagree with me? Who agrees or disagrees with me? Because, here's the point I'm making, you guys, is I have coached thousands of women. And what I have seen over and over and over again is that the advice, that the roadmap, the blueprint that was given to us about financial success, six-figure income, house, kids, it is just become a recipe for financial failure. Can I be honest? A recipe for financial failure. And thank you, Stephanie. Absolutely agree, right? And here's the other part of it, is that for Black women, many of us are the financial stable person in our family. So we're holding everybody up. And not that that's a bad thing, but what has happened, can I be frank with you, is that many of us have become enablers. Can I be clear? Many of us have come be enablers. And so, in spite of all of the effort, all of the energy, all of the debt, we still feel like we don't deserve to have the kind of financial success we desire. Are y'all hear me? I mean, like, we honestly feel guilty in some cases about that success. Sometimes we'll even sabotage ourselves. We'll, co-sign, we'll go into further debt to rescue people when in fact we don't need to rescue. We need to be coaching and strategizing with them to help them find their way to discover the answer. We need to stop giving the answer, and we need to help people discover the answer. Disagree? Agree or disagree? Agree or disagree? Right? So, I mean, I'm seeing women who are given half of their retirement check to a grown daughter or son because they don't want it to be hard. And what they don't realize is that it's going to get harder simply because you don't value what you don't earn. Okay, now, I mean, see, here's the other thing that I understand. I mean, I am a Christian woman, right? And I think we get biblical principles twisted. And so, as a result, Black women are suffering financially. And in spite of the fact that we're the highest, and we have the highest educational attainment of any group, right? We are the fastest growing segment of incomes is 150,000 or more. Now that's not to say everybody's earning it, but we are knocking at the door. We are starting businesses at a faster clip than any other segment. Part of that, let's be clear, I'm not one of those who romanticizes entrepreneurship because it is hard, okay? Like, it is hard. It's worth it, but it's hard. And so, because so many of us are first generation entrepreneurs, it takes longer for our businesses to flourish, right? Because oftentimes we're creating the systems as we go. We're taking our skill set from a job or whatever, and we're trying to make a go of it. And we're trying to make a go of it, and we're trying to make a go of it for our kids, and still do all of these things. And then we get, nearer to retirement, and we haven't done the things that we needed to do. So when I say I came away from Black Girl Magic Wealth Blueprint, with clarity of focus, it's that we are going to, not only we are going to, we have, right? We have already helped Black women get their first, because five first generation investors get their first 5, 6, 7-figure portfolios. But after coming away from there, I said, you know what? We're going to touch a lot more women. I feel confident of that. You guys with me? Like, we can make a significant impact. So my big vision for WealthyU is to help 1 million Black women build 1 million, their first 7-figure investment portfolios. How's that sound, folks? That's right, Musu. You don't value what you won't earn, girl. That's what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you. Thank you. Very perceptive. So I came away from the event and I would say the team did too, and certainly my husband, who, he's the one who set all of that technical stuff up, made sure everything was running like clockwork. But I mean, imagine the impact we could see, because the reason why those numbers, people are like $1 million. Well, you know what? You ain't, you gotta have a vision. You gotta have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you're planning to fail. Because see, this is what I know about Black women, is that if we create $1 million investment portfolio, that's going to be generation after generation after generation. We're going to touch, we're going to show, and we're going to touch, and we're going to, we're going to help so many other people. It's like it'll impact our community in a significant way. And so, in order to do that, we got to get busy. Right? Like, I've been had this vision for years, but I never had the kind of clarity of purpose that I have right now. But you know what? The biggest thing is, when I said help Black women hit 7 figures, and when it started happening, I was just like, okay, right? Like, yeah, this is real. But even if it's not serious, if you hit your first 5 figures, your first 10 grand in your 401k, then you hit your first 100 grand, then you 100 to a 200, 200 to 400, 400 to 800, that doubling effect, that compounding effect is whoo. So I know I just wanted to give you guys kind of the clarity and the background of that, right? So, kind of inside baseball. All right, so we do the Black girl magic. Well, if you don't have a plan for your money, others will. Woo! Now that's a word. That is a word right here. That's a good word. So I want to talk a little bit tonight. And again, if you're just joining us, I'm Deborah Owens, founder of WealthyU, also known as America's Wealth Coach. And we help Black women build their first 5, 6, 7-figure investment portfolio. And we do that by sharing the knowledge and the insight in a manner that is accessible, that anyone can learn. Anyone, right? Yep, Musu, that's right. I used to dream about 6 figures. Now I'm there and I want more. And you can do it. Musu, you've been following me for a long time, girl. Long time. Okay, so I want to, so that is the mission. And so part of that is growing our WealthyU community and growing the WealthyU society. So I want to make sure you're inviting as many people you can into the free Facebook group, right? And because we're giving out this information, I'm doing workshops. When you're in the WealthyU Society, though, you can get the kind of accountability and support that you need, and the coaching and the teaching and the tactics and the strategy. And then, if you want to take it up one more level and you feel like you're more of a one-on-one person, that is available to you. So that's the other clarity of purpose, is that we're going to meet you wherever you are to help you get to that next step. That's the clarity of purpose. And so to that end, one of the things that since launching the WealthyU membership program in April, we have some amazing women. Many of them are in the group and are on tonight. Hey, Sharon, I know Stephanie. I can't see all of these names. They're not showing up on my eCam platform. But in just 4 months, some amazing things have been happening. And that's really what I wanted to kind of share with you today, give you a sense of that clarity and how we're moving forward. And so in the WealthyU Society, it's some amazing thing happening. And not only, and I don't mean just some big things, I mean little wins. Who agrees that you have to count your wins? Like, any progress is good, because it's just like anything, the compounding effect. Right? So, what gets us twisted so often, and we find ourselves procrastinating, is because we want that big thing to happen. And we don't realize that it's the little things every day that make the big things happen. Right? Like, somebody doesn't wake up one day and they're 50 pounds thinner. It was consistent things every day. It was getting up out the bed and counting that a win, putting on their gym shoes, counting that a win, getting out the door, counting that a win, walking out, taking their walk that morning, count that a win. Maybe if I just worked a mile, or then I walked 2 miles, count it a win. And so that's really what WealthyU Wednesdays is about, is counting the wins. And so I want to give some shout out to some women who are, first of all, I want to say thank you for being transparent. But the other thing I want to say, that you inspire me and you will inspire others when they know you're winning too. So on the first Wednesday of every month, we're going to celebrate your wins. And if I miss any of your wins, I want you to share them in the WealthyU community. Little wins. Maybe you paid off that credit card, right? Or maybe you got rid of a subscription. Or maybe you invested more in your retirement plan at work. Maybe you open a stash account and put $50 in it. Let's count our wins. So that's what WealthyU Wednesdays are going to be about. So it's going to be some shout outs. How y'all feel about that? Tell me if that makes sense. Count your wins. That's right. You absolutely have to count your wins. I agree. That's right. So we're going to be counting the wins. And then on the second second Wednesday of the month, it's going to be current events. And so you guys know I have my opinions. But we're going to be talking about topics that are relevant to our lives in our community, our financial lives. And I'm going to have a topic. We're going to stay up to date, statistics, and how we can change the condition of our community. So second Wednesday is going to be current events. The third Wednesday, though, I'm going to put the spotlight on some WealthyU go-getters. So I'm actually going to be interviewing some of the folks in our WealthyU Society, our inner circle. I just know that, there's nothing better when you hear people overcoming. Right? So that's what that Wednesday is going to be about. And then on the fourth Wednesday, if you want to take your investment knowledge up a bit, I'm going to have an investment concept that I'm going to explain. It could be a term, it could be a strategy, it could be a tactic, it could be something historical, but something to give you some insight and knowledge around building wealth. And I'm also going to bring in some other experts on those investment concepts. So I know a lot of you want to learn about cryptocurrency. So I've got a wonderful gentleman who I'm going to have coming on to talk about that. I know you want to learn more about real estate investing. I know some of you wanted to learn about self-directed IRAs, but let me be clear on this. If I share anybody with you, I'm going to make sure they're vetted. Because the other thing I know is there are a lot of people out here, they go take a class and all of a sudden they're an expert. And the problem that I have with that is when they do that, then when things, everything's cool when things are going up. But, what kind of insight can they give to people when the economic cycles are down? So that's what's going to be coming up on the fourth Wednesday. What do you think about Apple and Kodak? Well, Apple is killing the game. They just came out with another 26-inch. I hear that they're in competition with who is it? Microsoft to buy TikTok. Who knows where that's going to go, especially when politics are involved in it. But anyhow, let me just so if there is a fifth Wednesday, now I want you guys to pay attention. On the fifth Wednesday, there's going to be giveaways. So I have all kinds of books and CDs, and if you are an Inner Circle member, you'd certainly get those if I had one handy, which I don't. But anyhow, but guess what? So I'm going to be doing giveaways on the fifth Wednesday, but you know how you're going to win them? Is you're going to have been watching the other WealthyU Wind Down Wednesdays, because I'm going to ask a question about something that we covered. So it might be something that I did an investment concept. And so now I'm going to ask you, if you were listening, you'll remember, you'll know it. How's that sound, guys? How does that sound? Yeah, we're going to take this up a notch. Have a little fun with it. Yeah, so I don't mean I'm gonna be giving away books and CDs and all tools. I'll give away some of you guys saw everybody had the WealthyU t-shirts on. I don't know how they'll feel about that, because you got to be in the WealthyU club to be wearing the garb. No, just kidding. So that is what's coming up. And so just to let you know what's coming up, how's that sound? Give me some feedback. Boom, boom, boom. WealthyU Wind Down. We're taking it up a notch. Thanks, Stephanie. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So let's see here. Let's talk about these wins. Okay, so I'm going to tell you. The person that I want to give a shout out to, one of our WealthyU goal getters in the WealthyU Society, Stacy McCoy, has been on fire. And she has really been sharing some of her successes. She's taking action. She's investing in her stock plan at work. She is just amazing, amazing, amazing. Love, love, love. She is paying off student loan debt. She's met someone through the Black Girl Magic Wealth Program, and sitting down with her to get a plan. Another win is Stephanie Wilson said that she attended the orientation for new WealthyU Society members, even though she's in the Inner Circle and in WealthyU Society, but she says she's going to take it up a notch. Okay, you guys are ready for the caps now? All right. Okay, yeah. But you know what? What's coming next are WealthyU wine glasses. So, boom. Stay in touch. As a matter of fact, I think I'll have a sip. Yeah, so the caps and the wine glasses. Okay, gotcha. And so, let's see, another win. Stephanie says she's following Mrs. T's advice. She's getting organized. She's going through the curriculum, downloading all of the documents. She's created her binder, and she's researching mutual funds as well. Lori Sales, one of our WealthyU Society member, she is connecting with one of our other members, Michelle. She's opened her stash account, buying stocks. Let's get it, girls, get it. Suzanne is on chapter 3. She's reading her personal, analyzing her personal stocks. By the way, if you're in WealthyU Society, you know, don't miss tomorrow because we're going to be doing the research and analyzing stock tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Awesome. Marie is debt free now. Woohoo! You know, still have a mortgage and a car payment. But how does that feel? You know, that's what I want people to understand. It's not just, you know, frugality for frugality's sake. It's a sense, the sense of freedom and peace that you feel. Wine is fine. All right. So yeah, growing her emergency fund, Marie is reinvesting her dividends, and she is on track. She says, I'm retiring in 5 to 7 years. And we were talking about what should you have, a traditional IRA or Roth IRA. So we talked about calculators and what you can do. If you want to join the WealthyU Society, you can go to bit.ly. I hope one of the, if you go to WealthyU.com, I'll put it in the comments before the night is out. Okay, you can go to the website, WealthyU.com, though, and click on the WealthyU Society, and it'll take you right to the landing page. Okay, let's see. Tamiko bought Disney stocks. Wow, and she also, so she took part in the stash giveaway, and they were giving away Disney stock, and she bought McDonald's and Facebook. Wow. Signed up for and in fact, Michelle's also actually agreed to do, she's going to walk you through stash. So if that was something that she had on mind. Now, one of our WealthyU Society members, actually owned Kodak already. So she saw her stock jump up, and she was talking about, what do I do now? Michelle, so many of the women in WealthyU are refinancing below 3%. So if you haven't taken a look at, I told y'all back in April, when those interest rates went down, that you need to look at refinancing. Many people are, and they're getting 3% and below. Woohoo! Wow, Tamiko is on fire, though. Tamiko, I got to give you win. All I do is win. You know what? I'm afraid to play music because I hear that if you play music, that Facebook might shut it off or get you for copyright. So I'm trying to just use the music that we buy. So I'm so excited. Shout out to Conchetta because her credit score is going up. And let me tell you guys, what you need to understand is your credit score is important. It impacts what you pay for car insurance. It impacts what you pay for the kind of interest rates you get. It impacts whether or not you're able to refinance at the most advantageous rate. Wow, Shanda launched her empowering service business this week. Win, win, win. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Shelly selling items on Poshmark and Mercari. Listen, folks, you got a bunch of stuff sitting in your house. You need to make sure that you are on some kind of online tool that allows you to sell that stuff. You take a picture of it, put it online, somebody else likes it, they put the money in your account, they send you a little sticker, you put it in the bag, you mail it off. Boom. It's like having money in the bank. Wow, we got a lot of wins. Side hustles. And so one of the books we read in the WealthyU Society is Nickel and Dime Your Way to Wealth. And that's how a 5-figure earner grew $1 million portfolio. That's kind of the framework, nickel and dime in it. And so many people are taken up on it. Jewelry, selling online. Everybody needs to have an online hustle, bar none. I mean, if it's an Amazon shop where you are a reseller, we have got to engage. You cannot be sitting back and waiting for things to happen. Just like you got to diversify your portfolio, you have to diversify your income stream. And, Michelle, man, she's really been going in on her side hustles. And I am so, so proud. So all of the wins in the WealthyU Society, in a nutshell, you're paying down debt, you're refinancing, you're getting your side hustles, you're learning how to invest, you're increasing your money. Win, win, win. All WealthyU go-getters do is win. And the way you win is you don't just sit back and listen to what we're talking about in this community. You are executing. And that's why we're doing WealthyU Wednesdays, because it will inspire your success, inspires others, inspires me. And this community is just going to grow and grow and grow. Women are just going to grow and grow and grow. Your portfolios are going to grow and grow and grow. You're going to grow your 5-figure portfolios. I don't care if you've never invested before, because that was my clarity of purpose. We take first-generation investors. We help them build their first 5-figure investment portfolios, their first 6-figure investment portfolios, their 7-figure investment portfolios. And I can't wait to see who gets to 8. Woo-hoo! Because it is possible. All right. So, win, win, win. All you do is win. I am so excited for what is happening in this community. Now, here's the other thing. I want all of you to make sure, if you're listening to this, that you get people to join the WealthyU community. And if you're watching me on YouTube, you need to just go to Google WealthyU community, WealthyU community, and come to our Facebook group. It's completely free. We are about to announce another amazing challenge. So the truth is that so many of the women who are in the WealthyU Society started out in one of our challenges. These women, man, they found hundreds of dollars. We have a member who found $2,000 a month that she was just kind of frittering it away. And so you say $2,000 a month, how's that even possible? When you start looking at how much money you're spending on food, how much money you're spending on subscriptions. You know, the beauty of COVID, if there's any silver lining in it, is I think all of us have found out what we were just doing because it became a habit, even though we were spending a lot of money. Nails, pedicures, all of that. It adds up. Hair, all of it adds up, right? When you're getting it done. I'm not gonna act like I'm Miss Goody Two Shoes either. But that's how people found. So we have people find they increased their 401ks from they were putting in 5%. Now they're putting in 15 to 20% because they found that extra money. They found side hustles. They've got Poshmark accounts. They're selling on Amazon. They're selling on Let Go. A lot of the stuff you have in your house that you don't need. Cash in the bank. But the key is not only to find that money. So once you find that money, you got to invest it. So you heard it here first. I'm going to do just to I'm going to give you guys like the inside tip before we go public with it and we start doing all of our Facebook advertising and all of that. So I want to make sure that you invite your friends because we're probably I'm hoping to kind of do a soft announcement, although we're really not going to start running with it for another week or so. But if you want to get in with all these ladies, you see these wins. Well, it all started when they came together, they challenged themselves, and they challenged each other. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Awesome. Okay, Musa says, I've been using Facebook Marketplace, now Google Stores. I didn't know about Google Stores. I'm going to have to check Google Stores out because I have a few things that I wanted to sell that didn't sell on, my favorite, I'll be honest with you guys, my favorite sites to get rid of, furniture, things like that, because we just downsized. But you know what? We downsized, and my husband, I'm going to tell him myself, don't tell him, right? But he said, babe, you don't need all that stuff. You're going to have a much smaller house, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I want my stuff. This stuff is so nice. He's like, it's too big. So anyhow, so we got here, and guess what? It was too big. So anyhow, that's why I'm thanking Musu for that tip on Google Stores. Facebook Market, though, I'll be honest with you, that's where I had the most success in terms of people really getting interested, very quickly, because Facebook's algorithm, man, you put something in Facebook Marketplace, they're right around you, boom, they're asking for that information. So that's a good tip. Let's see. What else is on here? Okay, what will happen to your stock when Teladoc Health Inc., Levon Health Inc. merge together? Good question, Stephanie. So whenever there's a merger, it depends on who's buying who. And it depends on what kind of transfer it is. So typically what would happen, so if Teladoc is the acquiring firm, right? So that's an acquisition. Then typically what happens is, in many of those cases, they exchange stock. So let's say you own Livongo Health. They might say, okay, for every 2 shares of Livongo you have, we'll give you 1 share of stock. So typically what's going to happen if it's an acquisition is you're going to get more shares of either company. So that's a good thing, girl. More is better. Awesome. Okay. So did I cover everything? Anybody have some wins on here that you want to share with the in WealthyU Wind Down? Any win. I mean, I don't care what it is. I would say that your acquisition, Stephanie, is a win. If they're going to give you more stock, that's awesome. But, the other thing is you'll get, just Google it. Go to the site. It'll tell you. Typically, it's shares. additional shares that you're getting, unless they say they're going to buy it for cash. And typically, if it's acquiring another company, that's what they're going to do. They're going to exchange shares, and now you all will, if Teledot was the acquiring company, you'll get you would get more stock. Excellent. All right, folks. Well, I am excited because it is 8:52. So again, just in closing, I want you to invite any woman that you know who is trying to secure the bag to our WealthyU community, so that she will be one of the first to hear the announcement about our next launch, our next challenge. If you know anyone who feels like, you know what, it's my time, this is going to be my year financially, you want them to join the WealthyU community. And oh, Stephanie, you just gotta pay. Okay, now that is a win. I just received a pay increase the 1st of July, and I'm putting that money into my stash account. Excellent. And that's the other thing, you know, in the book, one of the books that we use in the challenge, Nickel and Dime, that's exactly what Mr. Earl did. You know, he got a raise. He was still living on the same money. He invested it. Excellent. Let's see. Ooh, Peloton stock going up and double. Yeah, I got to tell you, Peloton. Now, here's the funny thing about Peloton, though. It just shows you how fortunes can change. You know, I want to say it was maybe a year ago, they were having issues just in terms of, you know, churn or people not, you know, coming out of their subscriptions. And then, boom, this happens. It makes what they make in this COVID environment where people can't go to gyms. And ain't nobody going to no gym, to tell you the truth. I know I'm not going to any gym. Now they're in the sweet spot. So you just never know. That's why you got to be an investor and see how things turn out. Let's see. Finally sold condo, so that puts $888 back in my account. Woohoo! Paying down credit card debt, working on redoing my budget because of the condo sale. Girl, now that is a word right there. Whew, that's a win-win-win. All you do is win. I am loving it. Is that my girl, Pat Brown? That's right. Stop spending unnecessarily. Let's see. Find out how to invest in something that's going to bless me and my family. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys are doing amazing. Consolidated debt, paid off 3 credit cards and a car. Girl, win-win. That's win-win-win. All you do is win. I am loving it. Man. Isn't this exciting, you guys? Just to see and so, you know what? This is one of the things we talk about in the WealthyU community and the WealthyU society. Now, if you turn on the TV, or if you go on some of these social media sites and you just hear the conversations, you would think the world was coming to an end. Now, in the WealthyU community, we have a wealthy mindset. We see opportunities in the problems that are presenting it. And I say this all the time to our members, is that your financial status, your economic condition is an average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. And so, what is important is that you have to be careful that you're in a circle and not a cage. So what's the difference between the two? The difference between a circle and a cage is a circle is like-minded people who want to go, who see each other going places, who support one another, who give people accountability and support. A cage is where people want you to stay the same, be the same, right? So if you want to be in a circle of women who are providing each other with accountability and support, I want you to invite you into our WealthyU community so that we can celebrate your win-win-wins and help you achieve your first 5, 6, or 7-figure investment portfolio. So thanks so much for spending time with me on WealthyU Wind Down. A shout out to the team, Tawana and Stephanie, who I know are doing, I think, a training this evening as well. And don't forget, WealthyU Society members, tomorrow is our training at 8 o'clock. And in that training, we're going to be going very detailed into analyzing and researching stocks. So do not have your glass of wine tomorrow night. If you need to take a nap, take a nap, because this is going to be heavy lifting. But the good thing is that we are going to record it, and so it will be in the WealthyU Society Facebook page, as well as in the WealthyU Society portal for those of you who are not on Facebook. Please visit Citizens Bank Minority Business Grant. Oh, definitely gonna be on top of that. And then, the link to WealthyU, I don't know how to, you know what, look in the WealthyU community, Musu. If I usually Stephanie or Tawana are on, but as soon as I get off this broadcast, if you want to get into the WealthyU Society and join and kind of learn how to analyze and research stocks, mutual funds, build a portfolio, I join the WealthyU community. The link will be there. Or you can go to WealthyU.com, go down to all of our courses and training, and you'll see WealthyU Society, and you can join right there. Okay, folks, it's right at 9 o'clock. Again, I'm Deborah Owens, founder of WealthyU, where we help Black women build their first 5, 6, and 7-figure portfolios. We have a curriculum, we have coaching, but more importantly, we have community. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you, WealthyU Society, right here in the WealthyU Society at 8 o'clock.